and welcome to a brand new, not quite brand new, it's the same, we're doing nothing different episode.
We've been rebranding everything.
We hate ourselves that much. We're rebranding literally everything. This is no longer the Clueless Internet podcast. Welcome to the Cow Farm Incorporated, the show. I'm your host, Alex. Actually, I'm not even the host. I'm a person floating in space. This is the Clueless Than Internet podcast with my co-host, Howard.
Mike Babiblia.
We're both co-hosts. We're not. There's no titles. This is anarchy. We're in the end times, and
it feels like we've been in the end times for a long time.
It does feel like we've been in the end time. Rest in peace, Harambe. Everything since then went fucking downhill. But this is essentially our point number episode. So where we had a 0.5, a 0.6, a 0.7, a 0.8, a 0.9, a 0.9.9, a 0.9.7, this is that episode, but we're separating it into its own show.
I'll use the bonus episode tag feature that essentially, so this will air as like a new series.
Yeah,
I'm doing air quotes.
Series air quotes. You can't see them, but like I'll describe them. My fingers are going in a bunny shape and going. They're crushing. That was a great audio description. I can't move them now. Ow. But yeah, this is just going to be one where we're chilled out. We've got I have no script.
Someone's on a motorbike.
Beautiful. Thank you. I have no script. The script that I have here are pen drawings of a king who looks too muscly for his brain capacity. A beautiful, beautiful specimen. This is a drawing, not a person. Just to clarify, I'm not holding a very small, muscular man.
Yes. You
that's what I want you to think. But yeah, this is just chilled out kind of show now where we have no script and I can talk however
I
like to. This is how we're
we're not doing that.
But
we're not 12
yet. Oh no. But yeah, as I say, we literally have no script.
No. I suppose we should just talk then. So Spider-Man came out today. I haven't seen it.
Has it come out today? I thought it was coming out the 17th.
Today? Oh, maybe in America. I think people are going to see it.
It could be select.
Because I saw an advert come up and it was like, out now. Oh, what? Really?
Okay. No Way Home, is it?
Yeah.
This one?
I haven't seen it. Otherwise, because I literally saw the advert last night and I was like, oh shit.
I will definitely be seeing that. My boy,
Peter Picaco.
Peter Picaco is going to be in it, and there might be more of the people that do the webs.
I need to get in early because it's going to be spoiled the fuck out. If they are in it, we're going to know like immediately. I know they're in it. We've seen shots, like set shots, but
you need it's good to have the confirmation on screen, because Disney could pull an old bamboozle on us right now and just sort of go, well, they're in it, but they're not actually the Spider-Mans. They might actually just be like in the background somewhere. That would be pretty cool if they did a switcheroo on us and it was actually J.J. Abrams who was now Spider-Man. Oh, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so that if that came out today, then yeah, shit, I'm gonna have to make sure that I avoid the internet for at least the next 2-3 weeks.
Well, it's out for some people. It was definitely an out now trailer, so someone's watching it.
Are you watching it right now? Are you listening to us while you're watching Spider-Man? Why? Thank you. Why does this enhance the experience? I'll do sound effects.
Oh shit, I think Matrix is out as well.
Oh, Matrix is out.
I've got so many films I need to watch. Have you seen the Matrix experience they've had on? I don't know if it's on PC. I know it's on the next gen consoles.
Oh, was that one where it was you were in the back of the car and it was sort of like, it looked really quite old, like the gameplay of it.
Well, it's on that bit of it specifically is on rails. So it's because if you watch the whole thing, it transitions from real footage into video game, and that's part of the transitionary period.
Oh, is there some real footage in there?
It starts off entirely as real footage. It starts off as Keanu talking about.
I skipped that, to be honest.
Watch it from the beginning, because like you've just said, like that looks incredibly old. But what this experience or tech demo? It's a tech demo for Unreal 5. So all that really cool stuff we saw.
Oh, with her climbing the rocks and then flying down.
Yeah, like at the Game Awards and stuff. All that cool stuff that we saw, they've actually put it into a a playable experience now. It's not a game. It's just an experience.
Yes. Hence why it's quite like it's not even like an arcade game. It's you're just selecting the point. You're like moving left and right.
That bit specifically is on rails. Eventually, you get to walk around the city in an open world. So like that bit there, it looks like it almost looks like you're looking at a movie, which is why everything's so janky, because like they've put like the visuals up to max at that point.
Yes.
Because they're literally transitioning from real shots of Keanu and why am I forgetting her name?
Oh god, she was on the One Show the other day. Lady name.
How have I forgotten her name from the movie?
I'll Google it. Here, you carry on. I'll Google it.
So Neo and
we can't even remember.
Oh
her
my
name
god!
In the actual show,
it's
right. It is where is
Trinity.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Well, yes, Carrie Ann Moss and Keanu Reeves, but Trinity. So it's Trinity and Neo talking about the Matrix, and there's some really good like jabs at like marketing and stuff and everything in it. And it starts off with real footage. Slowly, at one point, they've got a very high quality Keanu model, and they literally flip from one shot of it to the other.
Yes.
And there are certain points where you're actually a little uncertain of which you're looking at.
Oh, is it they haven't done it so... Because I jumped into the footage when they were in the car and talking, so he has short hair. Was it they were going from that one to that one, or did they just recreate him today in that graphics and was swapping between that?
They did a lot of things. So they also took scans from the original Matrix film they did of Keanu Reeves and made a fully digitized young version of Neo as well.
That's the one that I've seen, the one that was in the car.
Yeah, because they eventually flipped to that. So like it starts off as them in modern day, like Carrie Ann and Keanu, and then it slowly like starts to get like, oh no, they're young, and then they're in the car, and he's like, oh, I missed this version of us, and she's like, yeah, me too. And then they start talking about. She's like, oh, this experience thing we're doing, it's the marketing team, and he's like, wait, I thought we were supposed to have complete creative control. She's like, oh, welcome to the Matrix.
That's a perfect franchise to do that with, actually.
Yeah.
That fourth wall break, it's not even a fourth wall break anymore. It's just, it's canon. Yeah. It's really weird.
And the main thing about it is the visual. So, like, the models that they use, and this is what Unreal, when they were talking about with Unreal 5, they're like, these, like, you can put movie assets in this, and it'll render it just as quickly, and, like, everything is passed so much better using the Unreal 5 engine. So, essentially, that's what they did. They took movie assets, such as, like, the original movie Keanu. They took, like, movie assets of the agents who were chasing you and, like, jumping off cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And you'll notice a lot of the animations, though it looked very, like, basic and on rails, which it was that bit. You'll have noticed that the car chase wasn't fully... It was quite simulated. So, like, sometimes, like, an agent would jump out of a car just as the car was, like, doing this, and then they would, like, hit something, and it just kind of... You could just about see that it's, like, a janky simulation going on in the background. Yes. But at the same time, you're like... But this does, like, look like a shot from The Matrix 2.
It looked ridiculously good.
Yeah. And then when you see the city, like, I think one of the main... It's stupid, but, like, you can look at any window in that city, and... Though it's like they're like fairly low res like interiors, every single building has an interior. Like every window you look through has an interior as you're walking past it, and they're not like the old ones where it's just like a little box room,
a picture or something. On
there. They'll have put like some basic models and stuff in there. So literally every building you pass, every window you pass has like a little something you can kind of go, oh, a little peek in there.
That's really interesting.
Which when you're driving around and not paying attention to that at close scale and go, yeah, it's a little box room.
Yeah,
looks like you're driving past real buildings and stuff, and the AI and stuff in it is very basic. I think the main thing about it is like how good it looks and the animations. It's like, usually I'm not one for like, oh, video games have to look amazing, but it's been a lifelong interest of mine. I remember playing PS1 games and PS2 games, and always like in my head going, one day we're gonna have photorealistic video games. One day. I don't want every game to be photorealistic, but one day we're gonna get there. And I was like, are we gonna get there in my lifetime? And just looking at that footage, just like, that's one massive leap, just one huge fucking leap further towards it.
Yeah. when we first saw the first like PlayStation 4 and when we started seeing the PlayStation 5 footage and the Xbox Series X and stuff, I wasn't massively impressed.
Yeah.
Until that Unreal 5 demo probably a year ago now that
Well,
came out.
as important as the consoles are and stuff, it's always the developers and people who really push the consoles. It's always, in the last dying days of a console's life, it's always the developers who have been developing for that console for several years now who just push the hardware to its limitations, and it's why you always get like the best looking visuals, like just at the end of the life.
Red
like,
Dead 2
Red
was
Dead
one
2
of them.
just at the end of the life. It's like, you don't need to play that. I mean, it's going to look so much nicer on a PS5, but I can load that up on a PS4 now and still be like, oh.
I think you had The Last of Us on the PS3 as well.
Yeah.
That one ridiculously pushed the limits, and now it's... have they done a PS5 version of the first Last of Us?
I think so. I think they've at least like... I think you can play... Well, you can play the PS4, the remastered PS4 version on PS5, and it'll up the quality of that as well. Everything generally looks better. Like, everything that you play now on a PS4 generally looks better on a PS5. Like, it's... This generation isn't a huge leap in terms of hardware. It's going to be a huge leap in the terms of the software and the people programming for it. Like, Unreal Engine 5 shows that just how capable this hardware is. Like I said, it's not a massive leap, but what they've done this time around is make very capable both consoles. Like, I don't know who's actually like winning this hair brackets console war. Seems like both systems are doing just fine. Like, obviously people are struggling to get both of them, but
unfortunately,
but for the people who have bought them, as far as I can tell, they're both pretty popular. So
extremely, yeah. Like, I haven't seen a next gen console go up anywhere that it hasn't gone pretty much instantly. Either that's scalpers or that's people who are waiting avidly for them. But there hasn't been, like there was in the last kind of console race.
Well, we'll just say it here. Like, Sony won the last one. Microsoft won the one before that. I think Sony won the two before that. Possibly, I don't know. Nintendo 64, like, it was quite an impressive console for what it could do. But also, it was at the back end. Like, they were using cartridges, which was technology from the 80s. Like, PlayStation were like, no, we're going to CD, much higher capacity.
Nintendo
much
just seems
faster
to
load
be.
time.
Nintendo always just seems to be in their own lane. They just don't give a shit what the other consoles are doing.
With Nintendo, it's the success of their IPs. It's the, like, everyone buys the next console knowing that you're going to play the same games you played on the last generation, but better and upgraded. Like, you just know. Like, I remember playing games on the N64 that are still franchises now on the Switch. Like, playing, like, the fucking Mario Kart, playing
Smash Bros.
Smash Brothers, yeah. A lot of them started on the N64. Some
Animal
of them started
Crossing.
before. You had, obviously, Mario and stuff, but really the N64 solidified. I think Animal Crossing was a little while after. Wasn't it on, like, DS or something?
I think there was a GameCube version.
Oh, was there a GameCube? Oh, okay. I think
pretty
it was
sure
a little
that
bit
was
later.
the first one.
I don't think there was one on N64, but still, actually, to be fair, I say that the GameCube also, they continued to create franchises through the GameCube. I'd say the Wii was where they started really recycling things.
That's where I jumped into the Animal Crossing realm.
Yeah, and I don't mean recycling things in a bad way. I mean, like, they not recycle.
They took the
rejuvenate.
IP.
They take the IP and rejuvenate it every
Give them a new lick of
4 or
paint.
5 years. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's all you need to do because
Mario's looking better than ever as well. To be honest,
there's
like,
nothing
Odyssey's
fundamentally wrong with the game. So
Yeah.
why change it? Why change the base of the game?
Yeah.
Add extras to it, like
they
they did
tried
with the suits and
They
stuff.
tried to make it more like with GameCube. You had, was it Galaxy or was that Wii?
I think Galaxy was the Wii. The first one, I think.
Yeah, there was something to do with planets on the GameCube one, and then there was that which took that to the next level, and then there's Odyssey, which is taking that to an even bigger level.
That's what you need. You need add-in to it.
Yeah, like Mario, I had a little play on Mario Odyssey, and it's, considering I haven't really played any of the Mario games in between, and Mario 64 and Odyssey, I think I played a bit of Galaxy, which I enjoyed. But it's such a far cry from where it came from. So you can tell they're doing something good because it's not just, like, I joked that it's you're playing the same game every day. You're not. Like, they are completely different experiences. Unless you're playing, like, I mean, Mario Kart's going to be generally the same experience. Smash Bros. Is, but you can just add new characters, new realms.
Add new abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even though that one actually, I think Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Are probably the two of their most limiting series.
They are, but they're what other consoles have failed to do. They're party games.
Yeah.
And PlayStation and Xbox, as much as good as they are, and Xbox is probably better than PlayStation for it, but they're just not good at party games.
Oh, talking about the Xbox and PlayStation wars that were going on, PlayStation reported, I think by Bloomberg not long ago, that PlayStation is bringing in its own Game Pass.
Oh, I meant to talk to you about this. I wish we'd talked about it beforehand, actually. But yeah, essentially, it's from what I can tell from industry insiders listening to their podcasts and stuff, it doesn't look like it's not going to be able to compete with Game Pass. Because it's not going to be such a full library.
Yeah.
Just because PlayStation Now isn't as a library as Game Pass. But essentially what they're doing is rolling Now and Plus together into a package.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So if you get the extended Plus, essentially you'll be able to play any PlayStation Now game as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I've always wanted them to just mash that together because I didn't see it as worth when they were separate.
Yeah. But we know Game Pass is better because it's like they'll put new fucking games on Game
Brand
Pass.
new.
Whereas now it's like, you're going there for the old catalogue. You're not going to be getting free new games. You're going to still be paying for those.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because as soon as Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, Game Pass players instantly on that.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be a competitor with Game Pass, but it's exactly what I fucking asked for a few years ago.
Yeah.
Just put them together, otherwise I'm not paying for it.
They read our minds.
Yeah, I'm not paying for two things separately. PlayStation Plus I have to have if I want to play online games and get my PlayStation Plus. Whereas PlayStation Now, there's no have to. Whereas if you put it in a package, I'll be like, in my head, that creates a have to. I'm like, I need that.
Yeah.
I need that. I can sit down and play Future Cop LAPD anytime I fucking want. Yes, please.
For an extra £3. And can't you play it on the tablet as well? I'm pretty sure with
Yes,
PlayStation Now.
Well, it's going to open PlayStation Now more to PC users as well.
Yes.
So they're moving a lot of the Sony catalogue to the PC, which is a first-time market, so it's a good place to go.
Which, thank you, Sony and Microsoft, for bringing it like a pretty decent subscription-based game pass to the PC. Because previous to this, I think the best one on the market was Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
I think, and don't get me wrong, Humble Bundle's really good.
Oh, yeah.
The monthly games
I've
used
bought
to
a few
be pretty
Humble
good.
Bundles, and I'm never on fucking Steam.
Yeah. Oh, God. I think most people have bought a Steam game and gone, I'll play that. Never.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Rocket
PlayStation
League
Plus
or
has
whatever.
slowly become that.
Oh, yeah. It's just a dumping ground. I think my Steam library is just everything from 2016 backwards, and I think the newest game I bought was the newest Destroy All Humans remaster, which good remaster, let me tell you. But most of my Steam games are just 2016 backwards, which is really nice for a nostalgia kick. Like I'll go back and I'll play Fallout New Vegas, and I'll play like Skyrim, the older edition.
Weirdly enough, I just started playing Fallout 4. I kind of told myself I wasn't going to play any more Fallout games after Vegas. That was just my favourite Fallout game ever. But yeah, I recently started playing it. It's quite enjoyable. I'm actually enjoying it. I like the new VAT system. I like the fact that the game doesn't just freeze, because Fallout has become an action game series more than an RPG. I love the fact that it's still got its RPG elements. I wouldn't mind a retro Fallout any day. They want to release a fucking top-down Fallout, I'll play it. But if this is what we're getting, if this is the best we're going to get, yeah, right, I'll fucking give it a go. And to be honest, Fallout 4, from what I've played of it so far, jumping into in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, you just kind of put power armor on and put that on as a helmet. You didn't have to have like a power source or anything. Yeah. Whereas in this, you have to fucking climb in a machine and put power source in it and repair the limbs and stuff.
And you can build a base.
I'm
there's a lot more
not
to
so
that game.
bothered about the base building, but the fact that they put in the fact that you can customize and build your suit. I didn't realize how far the customization goes either. You can put fucking jetpacks on. You can put fucking you can put different, if you want to punch people with the thing, you can put electrified fists and punch people with electrified arms and stuff. And so I didn't realize any. I thought it was just going to be an armor booster, but it's an everything booster.
Oh, you just put +1 strength or something?
Yeah,
like
it's a massive radiation boost thing. If you're in the suit, you're not going to detect much radiation as long as you've got it powered up and stuff. Yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and that's a game from 2015, 14?
Yeah, about 15, 14, yeah.
And for some reason, I've just thoroughly been enjoying that for no reason.
I think I remember seeing a video about why Fallout 4 wasn't as well taken on by the community at the time.
I mean, it immediately, me playing it now, it's immediately a more user-friendly experience. Weapons don't degrade, which I don't like. I liked the fact that I would collect weapons and repair them with the parts from other weapons that I dismantled. In this, there's no reason for that, so my pockets are just fucking filling up with guns.
Welcome to Skyrim 2.0.
Yeah, I'm literally just walking around going, oh, drop my ammo.
My whole minigun. But I think to that video's effect, I think it was a case of when you start Fallout 76, Fallout New Vegas, and almost immediately you get the opportunity to branch off into multiple different storylines, whereas with 4 you sort of are on quite a linear path for most of it.
Oh, you can still decide to fuck off. I did, after playing about 10 or 15 hours, I was like, I kind of just want to explore the world, and I haven't got time really, because I haven't sat back down on it for a few days. I haven't really got time to fuck around, so I took advantage of the fact that they now have mods. I downloaded the cheat room, which every Bethesda game has. Yeah. And I basically just boosted my character up. Like, I created a separate save, boosted my character up, gave him all the weapons I wanted. Like, literally went through and went, I'll take a bit of this, take all this ammo. I've got no weight fucking limit, so it's alright. I can just fucking fill up my pockets. Yeah. I've just like made Dog invincible and gave him like extra strength, like he can rip people's heads off and stuff. They installed a limb mod where it's like if like you like rip their limb off, people won't die from a ripped off limb. They'll like keep trying to fight you with their other limbs and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
So like the fact like you can't add new stuff to the game, but you can essentially fuck with the coding of the game with the mods, immediately makes like a console version of the game more appealing to me. And I just went and wandered around the world and just like went to see what like, because I'm not gonna have time to sit down and play it like I did with like New Vegas and stuff. And just exploring the world, like it's it feels like it's still pretty faithful in the terms of like the aesthetic and stuff. It's just, it does feel like a different gameplay experience. I can understand why people are like, eh.
I think it's mainly just to appeal to a wider audience, whereas the likes of Fallout 1 and 2, the originals, would appeal to... It would appeal to a certain audience, but it wouldn't appeal to the masses that probably Bethesda are trying to sell to.
Yeah, as much as I loved Fallout 4, this was a better Fallout game.
The Outer Worlds, which there is a number 2 coming out for that one.
Outer Worlds was an absolutely fantastic, much better Fallout game than Fallout 4, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As much as I'm enjoying Fallout 4, Outer Worlds was just, out of this world.
It was out of this world. And there's a second one coming. I think there's DLC as well, and I'm pretty sure all that
there
is
DLC I
with
need
Game
to get
Pass.
for this. I haven't played the DLC yet.
I can't
Is
remember.
it already out? I think there might be some DLC.
I'm pretty sure there is
I
one
think there's
DLC
a big DLC coming out, isn't there? With like a new, like...
I'm not sure.
I'll have to look into it.
I'm not sure.
I think it might have already come out, a bit like Nuka World with Fallout 4, where it's like it adds like a new like place to go.
Yes, I think it adds a new planet, which is easy for the Outer World. You could just add a new planet and add a whole new storyline. So I think they added a whole new planet, a new storyline for that planet. And just to jump back to what we were talking about with Unreal Engine 5 and the advances in gaming, I think the one that excites me the most is the AI potential.
Oh yeah, annoyingly, I want fucking all of my game franchises now to move to Unreal 5. That's fun. Just everyone use
Minecraft, Unreal 5, FIFA,
yes,
Unreal 5,
yeah.
Frogger, Unreal 5.
Well, I mean, I think I was saying to you a while ago, I'm not like a massive like watcher of Cognito, but she's recently been talking about the fact that she's upgrading to Unreal 5, and immediately like I'm not interested in most of her content, but I'm like, I'm interested in seeing what she can do in Unreal 5.
Because what she can do already is hella impressive.
I've always enjoyed like game programming and development and like engines and stuff, but I've never been so hyped for an engine as Unreal 5. And it's not like it's like, because it's not inflated hype, it's not pretend, it's like they've already shown us what it's capable of.
They've proved it.
People are only showing us more. Like the last trailer for Wukong came out, and they showed off the fact that they're like, I'm pretty sure they're in Unreal 5 engine when they were showing you like all these intricate models like in walls and like carvings and stuff, and it's like, how is that running? Like there was like at one point he looks up and there's like millions of arms reaching out of this wall of a cave, like stone arms and stuff, and it's just like the geometry is just stupid.
I can't remember what the hell they explained, how they did it. I can't remember.
It's to do with essentially the way they compress and uncompress things. Like they can compress and uncompress things at a stupid rate now.
Thanks to the SSD, I assume.
Yeah, basically SSD tech. Basically, like I said, the main when we were talking about consoles way back, the main development now is the fact that we've got solid state storage and that you can do so much more. You can now bolster the hardware with it. Like you can create so much like virtual memory on that drive, and it's just instantly accessible compared to because all things use virtual memory essentially, but on a spinny drive that can be a serious slowdown, because it's like okay, we've got a bolster to the hardware, but it's 20-year-old hardware.
Oh, we've had this character just go through this massive wormhole. We need to wait for the planet to load. Like you couldn't do stuff like Ratchet and Clank's latest game, without an SSD. That there are things that
Which
you
is why
would
it's
just
not on the
not be able to
PS4.
do. Yeah, there's just things you can't do without an SSD and the current hardware. And as I say, with the AI thing, the thing that always gets me in games like Fallout, I think the Division 2, possibly the Outer Worlds, is random encounter events. Like, there's loads in Skyrim. Yeah. I was playing Skyrim like months ago or something, and there was events that I'd never seen, even though I'd played it loads of times.
Well, were you playing the newer special edition, or?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
So that was probably a hand in it.
When I bought Fallout 4, I got that special edition with it. For Skyrim, it was a double package for 20 quid. So I've got Game of the Year Fallout with all the bonus and stuff, and Skyrim for 20 quid. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll pay for Skyrim again.
Get it on your fridge.
Yeah, but the main reason I bought it was I also looked on the store, and the anniversary edition of Skyrim, if you've already got the special edition, is only 15 quid for an upgrade.
That's not bad.
You don't have to buy like the whole game again. I was like, oh, I might do that.
What's added in that one? Is that just all the DLC and stuff?
Basically, like all the stuff you just mentioned about like playing the special edition, where it's like feels completely different.
Yeah.
That again, but more stuff.
Oh, nice.
It's it's kind of like the remaster for, because I think they're releasing versions for the PS5, so like it's the new remastered version. It can run on the PS4. Though.
I wonder if that's included on Game Pass. On
Xbox might be actually, because Bethesda, Microsoft company now.
That is true.
I wouldn't be surprised if you can get it.
I'm very tempted to get that once they start to roll out games more consistently.
Yeah.
I'll be very tempted to get that for the for the PC. I'm already tempted to get it just to play the new Halo campaign, actually.
Oh, I watched the first hour, Alana playing it. Fuck me, that looks good.
Looks good.
I'm so annoyed that I can't play that. It looks really... Like, the gameplay... It feels like a rejuvenate, because I've also been watching like Alana play it with like the multiplayer with like Rahul, and I've been watching like Chris Raygun, who adores like the Halo franchise, and like what everyone's saying is, because I haven't played multiplayer since Halo 1 and 2, what everyone's saying is basically it feels like a rejuvenated Halo. Like they've done a really good job with the multiplayer. And after watching the single player, I was like, I want to play that. After just watching like the first hour, like it left off at a point where I was like, I want to see what happens next.
Is it good? Oh, so good story wise as well.
Yeah, really good.
Oh,
like really
thank God.
like the story is really, the acting's really good in it. Like whoever plays Chief and whoever plays that guy you saw in the trailer.
Oh, the pilot.
Yeah. Whoever he is, fantastic acting, fantastic motion capture. Fuck me, the motion capture looks beautiful. Like some of the little quirks it picks up in his face and stuff. That pilot guy is just, yeah. It's like, I was like, that's like, A, that's a great performance from him, but B, like the technology picked up that performance really well.
Yeah, very LA Noir-esque.
Yeah, it's stupid how good that looks. And then the gameplay is just, as much as the narrative and the story is compelling, like the gameplay is just constant. Like everything feels like you're playing like a Doom game or a Quake game.
The original kind of Halo, where everything just gets thrown at you.
Yeah, everything's coming at you, and more than ever, I think it's about like, oh, chuck that weapon, grab this weapon off, gotta do this, gotta do that, and like there's like your grappling hook. The fact there's like you'll find like these different like boxes around the place, like purples and yellows and stuff, and they're like little energy things, and you can just grab them, like lob them at people, and enemies will grab them and lob them at you and stuff. And
oh, that's cool.
It's much more about thinking about the environment and moving around.
So very Doom-esque.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they took some of the best stuff that like really worked for the new Dooms and were like, hey, we'll put that into Halo, maybe.
I mean, they kind of own Doom now.
Like there are a lot of, from what I saw as well, there's a lot of like random animation kills. Like you can do like a cool like finish a kill on someone.
That's the sort of thing that I'm looking forward to again with this new technology with the AI. Just being able to, you could procedurally generate animations, like as that animation showed in the original. Unreal Engine 5 demo that they showed, where a hand was moving across rocks and stuff, and if that rock broke off, a hand would move slightly different.
Well, it's the fact that now, like what they're doing with AI and animation, so they're mixing AI with animation. So you saw it a little bit in this thing with like the Agent Smiths jumping out the cars. Like they would climb onto the top of the car and get into position, but there was so much happening around them, like cars flying and helicopters and like other agents like flapping about, that you could see their animations altering to fit the scenario. Like sometimes they would like jump and they would want to like jump to the next car, but the next car's doing this, so you can't pre-calculate that. The
next car's going zigzaggy.
The AI has to calculate that and go, this animation needs to bend in this way, otherwise it's going to look stiff and weird.
And that's the thing that really excites me, because not only does that change things for video games in general, that adds another layer to if you want to do movie creation. It would be so interesting to see a movie where what happens next is based on the emotion, the overall emotion of the viewers.
Well, with Unreal 5 and the Mandalorian's been doing it, but I think it'll take it to the next level with something like Unreal 5 is live visual effects, being able to do visual effects on set. Like everything, like it's getting to the point now with Unreal 5 where real-time simulation looks almost as good as movies.
Yes.
So you now don't need a big post-production to see how. So you're going to want to post-produce it, obviously, for the big screen. It's like an Unreal 5. It's going to be obvious that you're looking at video game movement.
But it will save so much time.
But when you're doing it on set and you want the actors to feel like they know the world that they're in because they're in a big green dome, you want to know how this world feels or whatever. Well, with the Mandalorian, it's not even a fucking green screen anymore. They just plaster the big things on these huge fucking hologram screens.
Dome of screens.
Yeah, and it looks almost, and the lighting on this fucking, on his metal suit looks like the lighting of the environment and stuff. You don't need to pre-viz or post-viz any of that stuff because the light's been produced by these screens. It's, and being able to have that with like Unreal 5 with like live high quality movie assets, real-time simulation is just fucking insane.
You can have Shia LaBeouf looking at that going, I could have been in the same room as Optimus this whole time.
Basically, yeah. Like you take the movie fucking model of Optimus and the movie fucking animations, put them in Unreal 5, and Unreal 5 will compress that to a level where it can run that in real time. Like now, like I know there was a huge surge in the 2000s of movie video games where there would be a video game for the movie immediately. Now there's probably going to be another resurgence because now it's like, oh, we don't have to.
We can use the same model.
Yeah, we don't have to have months of asset development. We just take the assets they used for the movie and put them in the fucking game. Most movies now take 3D scans of the characters anyway, so they can do 3D models to do. There you go. We've already done the character animation.
Oh man, that's so cool to think about.
So like a game could come out like, in fact, look how quickly fucking that Matrix experience came out close to the release of Revolution.
That is true.
A lot of the assets in that are the assets that they would have used for the new movie. They've saved so much time, which is why it's not a full game. Obviously, they haven't developed a whole game. It's just an experience. But like they've literally just taken. There's probably that fucking city. They probably didn't sit there and painstakingly craft a city for the game. They probably made that for the movie so they can do sweeping shots of the city with like at a distance far enough away. Those the crummy little interiors look great on the big screen. All they've done is just ported that into a fucking
video game,
added a few animations and stuff for your characters, and run away.
It's going to be ridiculous to turn around for video game development. And then vice versa as well. You'll have a video game where the assets are high quality enough that it could be just straight used in a movie.
Yeah.
Take Halo. You could take most of those assets and make a full just movie out of that. Yeah. Crazy, dude. Shit's crazy.
It's not a real reason to dislike the guy, and in fact, like a lot of the times he says stuff that I'm like, yeah, kind of agree with him on that. And like the whole cracker conspiracy controversy is that he basically called white people crackers on his stream.
Okay.
And a bunch of white people got upset.
Is it really that deep?
So Twitch actually did, I don't know whether he was banned or something, but Twitch actually did something basically like your content like upset a bunch of people. And he's just been joking about it, like he's taking it completely on the chin, like taking it really lightly. He's like, I'm not apologising for that.
As I expected he would.
He's gone like doubled down in his tweets, just like, just talking about Cracker Barrel and...
When people compare cracker to the N-word, it's like
it doesn't
make sense.
Like I agree, like everyone can be right. Like one of the points like people are saying, they're like, see, everyone can be racist. It's like yes,
everyone can be racially
abused.
Be
racist, like
100%.
I don't like the notion that like people are like, no, black people can't be racist. Of course they can be racist. Like you don't have to be talking about white people to be racist. Like they black people could absolutely be racist against, I don't know, Indians or Mexicans or something. And Indians,
we all can be prejudiced.
Indians can be racist with Mexicans. Like everyone could be, anyone can be racist. But when it comes to this whole like talk of like power and stuff, and like, and especially when it comes to the word cracker, because it doesn't hold any
weight at all.
It's not a real insult. Like I don't find cracker insulting.
It's more just funny.
It's not tied to any emotional distress or distraught or anything.
Or
like
500 years of a certain event.
Yeah. There was a whole list of white racist. I'm doing the air quotes again. White racist names, and it was just like they was just so beautifully done. They were so funny. I think my favourite one was so harmless. It was just Wonder Bread.
I think my favourite is Mayo Bandits.
Oh, have you seen the list as well?
I've seen a few of them, like Mayflower and stuff. I think Mayflower was I think was the ship.
My favourite was just Wonder Bread because it's so innocent,
Wonder
but
Bread.
It's so funny.
I love Wonder Bread. I'm gonna start using that now. What up, my Wonder Bread?
Hey, yo, Wonder Bread.
That's so good. Oh, I love that. But no, I haven't been keeping up. I have not been keeping up with any internet going on. To be honest, I've been too busy.
Yeah, I don't think anything major interesting has happened other than that cracker discussion it's kind of taken over the discourse on Twitter and stuff recently.
Which, to be fair, I can see Hassan kind of doubling down and going, Wonder Breads, welcome Wonder Breads. But yeah, we are coming up very close to Christmas. We are currently on the 15th? And to all of you people who are trying to avoid Wham and have done it successfully so far.
Oh, it hit me like December 1st on the radio in the car. Fucking hell.
Have I heard it? I can't. I think I may have heard it.
Twice. It's hit me twice. Like, fuck off! Jesus Christ.
I've definitely heard Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey comes on, like, she rises from the ashes and goes, royalty checks, please?
Apparently Gwen Stefani and someone awful had an awful Christmas song this year.
Oh, no. I did hear, I think Ed Sheeran and
Elton John.
Yeah.
I've heard that. It's awful.
Oh, right.
They're just like, I think Ed Sheeran said, like, there's plenty of, like, sleigh bells in it and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's your basic pandery Christmas song where it's like, let's take the same tropes that every Christmas song has taken for the past 40 years.
We're walking home in the snow. There's snow in my eyes.
All the old people are freezing.
That's what I love to see on Christmas. But yeah, like, I like the kind of what we try to push for Christmas, the kind of message that we like to push for the holiday
like the whole
season.
like the
togetherness
moral kind of thing of it,
and you know, being nice to everyone. You know, everyone's got a kind of a better vibe around the holiday period.
Christmas was a huge thing for me as a kid. It was my favourite time of year. As I've got older, like, the only real thing that I look forward to Christmas is having like Christmas dinner with my family. Other than that, like, it's not a big time for me. Like, you'll notice there's very little decoration going on in the flat at the moment. A
very subtle, huge 9-foot cutout of Santa Claus behind me. They keep like looking around for some. Is there cameras in there?
I've got my sparkly little tree, which I actually just leave up all year. It's just some straw with some lights in it that look nice all year round. But like Christmas, with a bit of tinsel, yeah.
Looking very subtle. Very nice though.
Yeah, it was a huge thing when I was a kid, and I still love the idea of Christmas. But like, as I've got older, it's especially as a single man,
as an adult, it tends to be less about the build up to Christmas where you're catered to.
Yeah.
Whereas
when I was living with people, when I lived with my sister, and when I had flatmates and housemates and stuff, like, I decorated every year. I'd get the stuff out because I wanted everyone to have like that nice cousin. But when it's just me, I'm like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
When I'm on my own, I'm just like, I can literally go to other people's houses where they've actually decorated and go, oh, this is nice and Christmassy. And then I can get home and not have to worry about picking up all the plastic pine needles and stuff afterwards.
Oh, God, yeah, tell me about his fucking nightmare. Although my dad had recently... I don't think this was a massive brainwave or anything, but he started to shrink wrap the tree now. So every year he pushes up the branches so it's as if you're getting it out the box, and then
so that when you unshrink wrap it, they'll come down rather than being squashed down.
Yeah, so he'll unwrap it the next year, and it'll all the lights will be on, the tinsels on, the balls are all there. He'll just sort of push the branches down and then just put the star on top.
Fucking
and it's
genius.
Done. It's like a 20-minute job instead of when you had to get all the individual pieces out, put them together. So I started to do it, but in a way less like good fashion. I just sort of push the branches up, keep the balls and all that sort of stuff on, and then just ram it into the box. As easy as I could do it.
I tried.
Yeah, I tried. I'm not doing the shrink wrap shit, but like my my dad's a genius for that one.
Yeah.
A massive brainwave on that one, actually. I take back my small brainwave comment. But that, I mean, yeah, like as I say, Christmas used to be like the whole month was a build up to it.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, it's sort of like it gets to the last week and I'm like, oh shit, it's
It's
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah. Whereas December just sort of it's November plus.
Yeah.
At this
December's
point.
just, it's just another month. I think in more recent years, not in the last few years, but in more recent years, I enjoyed New Year's more than Christmas.
You get together with your chosen people. You know? you don't have to. I think the nicest thing about being an adult when it comes to Christmas is the fact that you aren't forced to be with people anymore. Because I mean, not saying that I hated being with my family or anything.
No, like I said, my favourite part about Christmas has been with my family. In fact, I think it's the only part I really like is
getting together,
sitting down with my family. Otherwise, like it's just another day.
It's kind of like one of the 2 days a year when you can guarantee everyone's going to be in the same room, pretty much. Whereas, like, life is busy. That and your birthday, I'm pretty sure you can guarantee people will be in the same room because I'm pretty sure that most of the country just comes to like a standstill. You can't do anything.
I don't know if it's just I'm not big on celebrating, but I don't really like to do anything for my birthday either. It's just another day. Because for a lot of people on the day I was born, it was just another day. For some people, a harrowing day probably.
Yeah, probably.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah, and me in the 90s. But I think my favourite part of the holiday season is just being able to organise things. I mean,
actually, I was born on the day of that. Was it Liverpool? The stadium issue where a lot of people died.
Oh god!
I was born on that day. 14th of April 1989. I can't remember what stadium it was.
Did you just say April?
14th of April.
You mean the month where everything happens and everyone dies? And the horrible month. Was it April?
It was. Yeah, it was April.
Oh my god! Herod is the Antichrist.
Bloody something.
Bolognese. What was it?
I thought you just had a stroke then. Bolognese.
No. That's what I remember from it. I remember it's like Bolg.
Oh yeah, Bolgadash.
So that's why I eat bolognese. Like it's a month of bolg, so like everything apparently goes really weird.
Yeah.
If you want to check that out, check out Aska's conspiracy episode of the.
It was
Clueless
whatever.
Internet
It was a football thing. A lot of people died. It was the thing that caused.
It's
the reason
Hillsborough.
It's the reason why the Sun isn't sold in Liverpool and stuff.
Oh right, is it the Hillsborough? Was it the
I think it was the
Hillsborough
Hillsborough thing,
tragedy where they were crushed because of poor management
of
people going in? They tried to blame the fans for it, and it's just you just let too many people in. It was gonna happen, regardless of who was there. I mean, it didn't help that there was no safe standing and stuff like that, and you could just be completely pushed and crushed to the front.
Yeah. Well, weirdly enough, I've got no interest in football whatsoever, but because I was born on that day, I have like watched documentaries and stuff on that day and stuff. It's weirdly, morbidly interesting. It's like I was born on this day when a bunch of people were snuffed out.
Yeah. Oh, it happened. I mean, every day there are thousands of people.
Yeah.
You gotta granted, not in the same place, which makes it more of a tragedy. If they're all in the same place.
It's not usually due to poor management.
I think. They had it recently as well, because it was always the Liverpool '96.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure. And to take it from a designer point of view, the '96 is so aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
To put on a banner and stuff, and they'd put it on massive banners and things. And then I think recently it came out that there was actually '97, and my brain was like, no, the perfect '96. And I was like, oh, okay, wait, no, that's a tragedy. I'm very sorry, but like, but no, the '96 on the banners, it looks so good. No, it's '97 now. But yeah, Christmas.
Hey, have a Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Or whatever. What the celebrations go on? You've got, it isn't just Christmas, I don't think.
Yeah, through December. Is it December? You've got is it Hanukkah? It's Hanukkah, isn't it?
I don't know what day people usually celebrate Hanukkah on.
I know. I'm pretty sure it's in December, around near Christmas time.
Oh, that's why you have.
Was there Eid as well, or is that in November?
Oh, so Hanukkah it begins on Sunday the 28th of November and runs to Monday the 6th of December. So the beginning of Christmas. And I'm taking this from a Futurama episode. Is Kwanzaa?
Oh, Kwanzaa. Check that actually. Yeah, that might be the one that's closer to New Year's.
So that one, oh right, so that one goes throughout the whole month apparently. That goes, oh no, it goes from December 26th to January 1st, so it's it's just the bit after. I think there's a lot of holidays around that time. I think in Japan, Christmas isn't really a massive thing.
No, they have fried chicken on Christmas Day.
They have Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas Day. If you can get it, because it's a very, I think it's a very.
I think everyone stocks
thing.
surplus though.
Yeah, I think
because
you have to put a month.
I think everyone
in
knows that it's going to happen. Yeah,
I think you have to put an order a month in advance, but I think they celebrate New Year more so.
Yeah.
So we did again. We had like an episode of the Clueless Internet podcast where we went over some of the celebrations around the holiday period. I can't remember what episode that is, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you listen to every single episode up till now. But yeah, what are you looking forward to in the new year, do you reckon? What do you reckon will come out? Hopefully they'll figure out how to make those microscopic things that eat plastic, the bacteria that eats plastic. Hopefully they'll be able to make that produce something useful. Like maybe after they eat the plastic, they release something that gets the carbon out of the atmosphere or something, you know?
I'm forgetting. There's a bunch of cool stuff happening in 2022, which I'm forgetting.
I just see that I saw this article today, and it was about the smallest VR headset, and it was essentially just your glasses, but imagine you've put blinders on the front.
Yeah.
And it's not much bigger than that. It doesn't look much bigger than that.
Okay.
And also there was talk about the PSVR 2 coming out, and the fact that the resolution is supposed to be ridiculous. I think I could be completely wrong on these numbers, and it sounds ridiculous now that I'm thinking about what I'm about to say. But apparently, I think in the PSVR currently, the screens in there, I think it's 8. I can't remember. It might be like 8 or 80. It's not massive. It's not a massive number of pixels per inch. But apparently for the PSVR 2 or like whatever rumors are going on about it, there's OLED screens which are 4K per inch. 4K per inch. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous quality upgrade. If they're able to do that, I'm going to assume that PlayStation are also going to vie for the wireless experience, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a massive problem that you've got already. Because my friend's got a PSVR set up, and you have to plug the VR into a box, then into the PlayStation.
I think the idea with PSVR 2 as well, because they've been talking about it for a while now, and I think there was possibly some patents for some proprietaries for it, which looks like they're going more in the direction of the Index, which is good. I do like. I haven't used the Index, but I've seen what it can do in things like Boneworks and stuff.
Boneworks is a pretty cool game.
And the Index is just great. It just does such a good job of simulating you picking things up. I think I watched Wayne Radio play the Alex game, The Experience from Valve.
Half-Life Alex.
And he had just got his indexes, and the way he was able to just like pick things up and manipulate them stuff, he was like, this is fucking crazy.
Next one is when you get haptic feedback in like gloves and stuff like that. Sort of very Ready Player One-esque where...
Well, I mean, we've already got the technology to pick up that kind of movement. It's just putting it into a commercial product that's not military grade expense.
Yeah, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
We've already got the technology to do haptic suits. And like sense, like, I mean, we've already got motion capture suits, so we already know you can, like, that stuff Miko uses for her show, literally just like there's like a couple of like sensor pads and stuff, and it's like that already does a great job of like picking up all our inputs, so why couldn't you essentially just have something more like that rather than having these two janky controllers,
which you can throw, as most TVs that had a Wii connected to it realized very suddenly when it was just lobbed at the TV thanks to a bowling alley match. But yeah, that's the natural progression. Again, like every time, these technological advances that come with both the consoles and the VR headsets and whatever technology we haven't even thought of yet that comes with it, for me, it's never really the main aspect, like the graphical aspect and the stuff that you expect to upgrade.
One of the things,
it's always the side bits.
One of the things that you expressly kind of have to cut out of like VR experiences sometimes is the graphic experience, just because of how intense it is on the hardware.
Yeah, and it's always impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm never sitting there going, "Oh, this is so boring." I'm always wowed by brand new graphics, but it's always the little things on the side that gets me, like the animations and stuff like that. The way that, as I say, adaptive animations that come with it. That blew my mind.
I think I was having this conversation with a friend. I think the first time where I noticed that kind of thing was the first Assassin's Creed game, which is a janky ass game now in comparison to other games, but the fluidity they tried to instill in those games early on, this is like right at the beginning of the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation, where they had like, you had the ability to, as you were like climbing buildings, have like fluid animation as you were climbing, walking through people, like you like putting your arm out and just like gently pushing people aside and stuff. All these little tiny little things that now look fucking prehistoric, but
at the time
it was probably the most fluid game I'd ever played. Before that, I don't think there was much fluidity in games. Occasionally you would, like God of War and stuff had some fluidity in like its animations on the PS2 and stuff, but Assassin's Creed just it felt like a completely new level.
It blew it out the water with the way that, I think when I first played the original one, just the fact that I could jump from a surface to a surface, so, like fluidly.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm used to, let's say, like
you have to line it all up.
The Minecraft edition kind of movement. You would be on a block, and then you would have to aim, jump, and like you would have to take it into account.
Even if there's a game where you jump and they've got animations ready for you to grab onto like a ledge and stuff, like Tomb Raider has been doing that since like PS1. But you would have to be like, oh, I'm gonna line this up because I've literally got to land so that my hands are in just the right place, otherwise the game won't register it. Whereas Assassin's Creed, a lot of time I just leaped off a roof.
I just held A
and you
or
could
X.
Put your arm out, and your arm would you could move your arm. So I'd literally just jump off a building as long as I was in the general direction of the next building, and just put my arm out and just grab it, grab this, and it would be janky, and sometimes you'd get flung 3 miles into space. But
and it was a weird, like it was a weird learning curve as well for the Assassin's Creed like sort of maneuverability, because it wouldn't let you jump off of things where you couldn't grab on or jump onto something. So you would, at the same time as realizing, oh right, I'm kind of on training wheels. The game won't let me just jump off a ledge and die. But you sort of have to visualize where you want to move as well, because then you can go, right, I know that he can jump off this brick to this, but if he jumps off at this angle to this building, and you sort of start to learn how the character moves as well as like what you can do. It was an insane learning curve. It was really weird. It was funny.
Well, the next game after that I think made me go, oh, and I noticed it again, was Mirror's Edge, which isn't a big game. It's not a huge franchise. I haven't even played the second one. I do want to play the second one. But the first one, I think mostly, as much as I enjoyed the story mode, the time trials, where you had to like, the aim was you would yourself try to find your own shortcuts, the quickest way of doing things, and the whole aim was like literally like you have to hit these buttons just in the right motion. I've got to jump this ledge, I've got to do, and then I've got to run off this wall and kick off and do this, all in first person. And it was trippy as hell, but I got to the point with that game where I could do anything. Like, I would be like, I can do this smooth run of things. I just got to the point where I could just look at the game and be like, I'm going here and I'm doing this, and I'll just do it without issue.
Yeah. You get more fluid with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, in the game, is the more fluid you make it, the faster your character goes.
Yes.
The moment you break, like, that, like, momentum, the character slows down. So if you can just keep going, you can go as fast as you fucking want and just bomb it around the map.
And it feels so good.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And that was the game that took away your trading wheels. Assassin's Creed was like, we'll put you on a little bit of rails. Mirror's Edge was, did you really just jump off that building?
Oh god, yeah. Idiot? The amount of times, like, there's so much, and the fact that you could reset it immediately. So the amount of times, like, I would just partially fall off a building. Like, nope.
God, that makes me want to play it now.
Oh, fucking
not
love
gonna
Mirror's
lie.
Edge.
I'm pretty sure probably somebody's made a Mirror's Edge version on Dreams at this point.
Well, unfortunately, I think my sister's got my PS3, but I might just buy Mirror's Edge 2 on PS4. I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played Mirror's Edge 2, no.
And if it's as far as I could tell, it was just the same as the first one, but with more stuff. No, fuck it, yeah, I'll play that.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Because one of my favourite things about the game, like they actively discouraged you from using weapons, but I loved that. Not because I would get around fights, I would use the weapons. you would usually, if you got a weapon off someone, if you disarmed them, you would get like 2 or 3 shots, maybe. And I love the fact that I would grab a weapon and then I would like just leg it around and just pick my perfect moments and use the weapon on people, and then throw it away and then carry on fighting and stuff. Like, I love the fact that you would have a weapon for like all of a few seconds and it had like maybe a few shots in it, and it just gave you that little edge sometimes in getting away or something. Yeah, they actively discourage you from trying to use weapons, where I was like, no, if you get it just right, like, this is how into the game I was. If you get it just right, it can actually be a really good tool to get yourself through somewhere quickly. If you, like, quickly disarm someone, grab the weapon, and then there's a guy here and a guy here, like, who are going to shoot at you, you can quickly just flick the stick, shoot that guy to stop him from, like, letting off his gun, and then you've got a few extra seconds to think about where you get... yeah, it's stupid.
I think
stupid
that must...
good game.
That definitely had to have influenced Superhot at some point.
Yeah. I think, because the whole thing about Superhot is to keep your... not keep your momentum, but keep an eye on your momentum, like using momentum and more as a tool. In that game, it was like, get faster, go quicker, be more fluid, get through the levels quicker and the time trials quicker. Whereas in my brain just stopped. Whereas in Superhot, it's like, your momentum is your tool. Like, if you go too fast, they're going to get too close. If you get it just right, you've now got the upper hand. But if you do something just wrong, they've now got the upper hand, and you've got to rethink your whole fucking situation. Oh, fuck, maybe I can grab this. No, I'm dead.
And that's a game that got infinitely increased, like, enjoyment-wise, when it got ported to VR.
Yeah.
Because now, instead of your movements of, like... I can't remember if it... move time when you moved your mouse, like, looked around.
I think even like moving your head move time, so even that, because like it would, I think, because I played it on the PlayStation, so I didn't have any body tracking or anything. It was the 2 controllers and it's a great game even with just keyboard, mouse, or controllers.
Yes,
it must be an amazing experience on VR.
It takes it to a new level with VR, because when you're moving, as you're moving your hand, it kind of picks up what your body's doing as well. Yeah. So if your head's bobbing up and stuff like that to look,
things are slowly going.
Things are moving,
creeping towards you.
And you've got something in your hand there. You throw it to the right. Like, sometimes you can throw things and not turn your head to, like, make time go a little bit slower.
Just, like, throw it and then...
So yeah, you can throw a gun up to your left hand, shoot someone. As that gun's coming towards you from the person that you've just shot, you can grab that in the air, shoot somebody right next to you who's about to punch you, or like stab you. It's pretty good when they go to stab you, not in real life, but in the game. You shoot them, their knife goes flying in the air, you grab that and chuck it at the person that's all across the room.
You throw your gun up in the air, grab the knife, throw that, catch the gun again, bang.
Yeah, and that's where, like, the fluidity in that game comes into it. I think when you get a game that's got good fluidity, it makes the experience way better. Right, well, I think that might do us for this episode.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah.
Do you reckon we're going to get an episode out in time before Christmas, a regular episode, or are we going to go for after Christmas now?
We shall see. Alex from the future, take it away.
Well, maybe there'll be one out before Christmas. If not, we'll see you.
We'll see you again on this show.
We'll see you in January, late Christmas, January, maybe. We'll see.
The new month that we're creating called Manuary.
Decembuary.
Yes, the in between. That's the in between. That's from the 26th to like the 3rd or something. Desanuary. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. We hope that you enjoyed this kind of new old format.
Rambling about shit.
Basically just rambling about shit. The beauty of this episode, and like the episodes that will precede this, is that there are no rules, no holds barred. This will be a time where we are able to read anything that you guys send us, either on Discord, in the emails, maybe mention us on Twitter, whatever you want. We'll give you a spotlight if you give us some quality ass content. As we do with Reddit. Please keep writing stories on Reddit, because that is basically the whole show.
Please don't go anywhere, Reddit.
Yes, please don't go anywhere, Reddit, or the internet will be so much more harder for my boomer brain to navigate. Yeah, I mean, everything's in the description, socials, all that kind of shit. It's all in the description. You know the deal by now. Do you have any closing words you want to say, Howard?
Explosive codpiece.
Tissue grenades. Right. have a good holidays and things, and whenever we're back, bye.
Merry things, bye.
Well, depending, of course, on the thematic treatment you're using, if you have the temerity to try to dramatize a theme that involves any particular social controversy currently extant, then you're in deep trouble. And so a writer will shy away from writing those things which he knows he's going to have trouble with at the sponsorial or an agency level. We practice it all the time. We just do not write those themes which we know are going to get into trouble.
Who's the culprit? Is it the network, the sponsor, which sure is not the FCC?
Ideally speaking, of course. It's a combination of culprits in this case, Mike. It's partly network. It's principally agency and sponsored. In many ways, I think it's the audience themselves.
You've got a new series coming up called The Twilight Zone. You are writing as well as acting as executive producer on this one. Who controls the final product? You or the sponsor?
We have what I think, at least theoretically anyway, because it hasn't really been put into practice yet, a good working relationship, where in questions of taste, in questions of the art form itself, in questions of drama, I'm the judge.